All right, let's just jump right in. We're not doing a dry lecture on logic today. Instead, think of this as a bit of a detective story. We're going to investigate a really fascinating idea that kind of flips the script on how we think about language, truth, and even meaning itself. And this is our first clue, taken straight from a research paper. A mystery. Now, that's a word you don't hear very often when you're talking about formal logic, right? It just sounds wrong. But that's our hook, and by the end of this, we are going to solve this mystery together.
I mean, seriously, think about it for a second. Logic is supposed to be the exact opposite of mysterious. It's all about clear rules, certainty, things that just make sense. So how could a system built on pure reason have a mystery hiding right in its core? Well, to figure that out, we have to rewind a bit and look at the old rules of the game.
So for a really, really long time, the world of logic was dominated by one huge, powerful idea. You can think of it as the law of the land. And this one rule is exactly what sets the stage for the mystery we're about to crack open.
The old-school view of logic was incredibly simple. It was totally binary. A sentence, like the sky is blue, could only have two possible outcomes. It was either true or it was false. That's it. It's like a light switch, on or off. No dimmer, no in between.
And this whole idea was formalized by a logician named Gottlob Frege. His big idea, what's known as Frege's principle, says that the entire point of a sentence in logic is just to act as a label for true or false. So under this system, the sentence, "the sky is blue," isn't really about the sky, it's just another name for the concept of true.
But, not everyone was satisfied living in this black and white world. A new wave of logicians, including the main character of our story, Andre Gregek, started to think this system was way too restrictive, and they kicked off what you could pretty much call a non-Fregean rebellion.
And this is the question that just changes everything. Is the sentence, "Paris is the capital of France," really the same as 2 + 2 = 4? According to Frege's logic, yeah, they are. They're both just different labels for the same thing, true. But we know intuitively that they mean completely different things. So what if you could build a logic that actually understood that difference?
And this right here is the fundamental split. Fregean logic is like a truth detector. It just gives a thumbs up or a thumbs down. But non-Fregean logic, the kind Gregek was pioneering, is more like a meaning analysis engine. It shifts the entire goal from just asking, is it true, to the much deeper, much richer question of, well, what does this sentence actually mean?
Okay, so how on earth do you build a system of logic that can handle something as slippery and, well, as human as meaning? Gregek didn't just pose the question and walk away. He actually rolled up his sleeves and developed the tools to crack the code.
And his method was actually incredibly elegant. Step 1, you just throw out the old rule. Reject Frege's principle entirely. But then you have to build something new to take its place. And he did this with two key innovations.
So, first, he introduced this idea of semantic correlates. Now, don't worry about the jargon. Just think of it like this. Instead of a sentence only pointing to true or false, it now points to a specific address in a vast universe of potential meanings. It's the place where the actual substance of the sentence lives.
The second tool is the engine that makes this whole new universe so useful. He added a special kind of symbol, a connective of equining. This basically lets you formally connect two different sentences and ask the system a crucial question. Do these two things mean the same thing? This was a question you just literally could not ask before.
So, with these brand new tools in our hands, we finally arrive at the solution. The big payoff wasn't just creating a new type of logic, it was creating a whole new way of looking at what logic itself could do.
And here it is. This is the solution to our mystery. The mystery of Gregek's logic wasn't some unsolved puzzle or a hidden secret. The mystery was its own potential. It was the incredible, surprising power you unlock just by shifting your perspective, by stopping to look only for truth and starting to look for meaning.
So what does this new power actually get us? Well, a lot. It lets logicians put different logical systems side by side and see what hidden assumptions they're really making about the world. It lets us build arguments about meaning directly. And at the end of the day, it just gives us a language with so much more expressive power to describe reality.
Maybe the best way to think about it is like this. Gregek didn't just invent a new kind of map. He invented a way to understand mapmaking itself. It's a meta-logic, a logic of logics that gives us a framework to see the entire landscape of all the different logical systems from a bird's-eye view.
And this quote from the original paper just sums it up perfectly. The goal wasn't to replace one system with another. It was about creating a unified framework, a master tool that helps us understand all the other tools we use to reason with.
And that leaves us with one last, pretty mind-bending question to chew on. For centuries, we used logic to pin down truth. Now we know it can be engineered to formally describe something as wonderfully complex as meaning. So, what's next? Could we design a logic for belief, for intention, for consciousness? What other deep parts of the human experience are just waiting for someone to invent the right kind of logical key to unlock them?